Alright guys, I'm back with my review of the Challenge Rivals 2 Episode 6. Let's see what the name of this one here is. Revenge is a dish best not served. So anyways, this one starts off with Teresa running around and complaining about how all these girls she thought she was friends with stabbed her in the back. She thought she could trust them. But she's just running around and complaining about this. And then we get the challenge, which this is a female elimination challenge. So I was surprised that the girls actually went first. But I really like this game. So it's kind of like the newlywed game. Your partner answers these questions, and then they suspend them over the water. And you have to guess the right answer, what your partner put down. And you get 2 strikes, and once your second strike is up, your partner drops into the water. So it starts off relatively simple, with the first round being a question like, what did your partner say your best body part was? And then the second round is more personal stuff, like they start asking, who did your partner say was the fakest girl on the island? Or who needs the most attention? Things like that, which is obviously to stir up some drama. It ends up being Paul and Emily winning yet again. I think they got every single question right. And Jimmy and Camilla are sent to the jungle. They do the worst. They're out first. Then the guys go. Marlon and Jordan win for the guys, I think. Or no, Ty and Leroy won. But, I mean, it wasn't really a big deal. The guys weren't going into elimination or anything this week, so it didn't even matter. Then we get Teresa getting into more drama with everybody in the house. She's just really pissing everybody off at this point. She's still complaining about Diem over that whole sending Leroy into the jungle thing. I guess it's what the whole thing's over. But she's still upset about that. So she's trying to get Marlon and Jordan to say that they won't vote for her. That Jasmine and Teresa are going to be safe. She's trying to form alliances now, last minute. And that never works out. So the guys end up voting for Teresa and Jasmine. And she just gets so pissed off about this. They're really spiteful. Like, so far, Jonay and Jordan have kind of like they're flirting with each other. They got kind of a small relationship going on right now. I mean, nothing serious, but Jasmine goes to Jonay and says, you shouldn't trust someone like Jordan. He's just a really terrible person. It's like they're trying everything they can to get back at Jordan for sending them to the jungle. And Jordan made a good point. I mean, he said that Diem and Anissa have had our backs from the beginning, and you guys tried to form an alliance in the last 5 minutes. So of course I'm going to break my word to you guys. I thought that made perfect sense. But Jasmine's saying all this stuff to Jonay like, oh, you should stay away from Jordan, and Teresa's still running around bitching about Diem and all the other girls. So it was just completely over the top, and I thought it was extremely annoying. They go to the jungle, and it's Camilla and Jimmy versus Teresa and Jasmine in this game where they have to run on treadmills and throw balls back and forth to each other and then dunk them into a basket. And it's the best 2 out of 3. And if you fall off the treadmill and go in the water, whoever scores the next point wins. Or something like that. It was weird, but Camilla and Jimmy win the first round. And then they did that thing where it shows like the credits and it says there's more Rivals 2 up right now. So they were already running short on time, and since Camilla and Jimmy already won the first round, you knew they were going to win the second round. And that's exactly what happened. Teresa falls in the water this time, which I thought was fitting. And Camilla and Jimmy win. So Teresa and Jasmine leave. Teresa's obviously pissed off. And that was pretty much this episode. And then because this is halfway through the season, they showed a little preview clip of what's going to come up. And this was just some crazy shit. Like fights, Wes and CT getting into it with Johnny. All types of drama just coming up for the second half of the Rivals 2 season. So I'm definitely enjoying the season so far, and I think that it's still actually too early for me to pick a team that I really want to see win this thing. It's just one of those games where typically the same people stick around, but this one's already gotten to a point where anybody can go home. You never know who's going to go home next. And I really like that, and I think it has to do a lot with that whole the guys pick the girls and the girls pick the guys to send into the jungle. And because of that, it's really hard to form alliances, and anybody can be up for elimination at any time. Plus, you have the whole thing where if you lose a challenge, you're automatically going in. So say one game you're just really off. Johnny and Frank could screw up really bad one time and get disqualified or something. They're going into the jungle, which is something I'd actually like to see happen. But anyways, that's my review of this week's episode of Rivals 2. Hope you guys liked the video. Leave your thoughts on this week's episode in the comments, and thanks for watching.